Okay. So last class we have gone through the darshana classification and important salient features of darshana. Today's class we're going to explore about padartha in detail. Okay. So the name padartha vignana is composed of two words padartha and as well as vignana. Okay. So here padartha means the entire universe. Okay, not only a substance or something else. It is given to the entire universe. Everything in the universe is a padartha. Everything in the universe is a dravya. We can use padartha as a synonym of dravya also. Okay. So first of all, we come to the nirukti of padartha. So according to uh, ಸುಶ್ರುತ ಟೀಕಾಕಾರಡಲ್ಲಣ ಪದ್ಯತೆ ಗಮ್ಯತೆ ಏನರ್ಥ ಸ ಪದಾರ್ಥ. So it's clearly visible here. Padyate gamyate enartha padartha. So we can analyze the word meaning of padartha in two ways. One is according to grammatical pattern. One more is according to our classical pattern, according to our siddhantas. Okay. So grammatically, padartha means it can be divided padartha pada and artha. The meaning of the word is becomes a padartha. So that part we don't want. So we'll come to the classical explanation of padartha. Astitvam, gnayatvam. So padartha must have these three characters: astitvam, abhideyatvam, and gneyatvam. So that is tarka sangraha, the tarka deepika. So this meaning is very important: astitvam, gneyatvam, and abhideyatvam. Everything in the universe it has an astitva. It means to say it is an existence. Abhideyatva. So we should call the substance with some name, that is Abhideya, Abhinama, same thing. So like we will do the nomenclature, that is Abhideyatvam and Gneyatvam. So we can perceive that the substance with our senses, that is Gnana. We can get some Gnana from that particular substance. Got it? So Padartha must has three characters: Astitvam, Gnayatvam, and Abhideyatvam. So every Padartha must has these three characters: Astitvam, Abhideyatvam, and Gnayatvam. So in every subject, at least we must remember some shlokas. They will ask you the reference of the particular shloka. So for that reason, you need to remember Padasya Padayo Padanam Vartha Padartha reference. Padyate Gamyate Eratasa Padartha reference. Like that. So Padasya Padayo Padanam Vartha Padartha is a reference from Sushruta Samhita, Sushruta Uttara Tantra. Okay. So Padasya Padayo Padanam Vartha Padartha reference is from Sushruta Samhita. Padasya Artha Padartha. So we can get it from Nyaya, Vaisheshika, and other books of darshanas. We will get Padasya Artha Padartha. Abhideyatvam padartha samanya lakshanam. Tarka Deepika. So you can write down Abhideyatvam padartha samanya lakshanam. Tarka Deepika. What is the samanya lakshana of padartha is Abhideyatvam. Okay. So everything must has some nomenclature. It can be called by its name. That is Abhideyatvam padartha samanya lakshanam. That is Tarka Deepika. Pramiti Vishayasa padartha. So Sapta Padartha Siddhanta. So this name Pramiti Vishayasa Padartha is from Sapta Padartha Siddhanta. So this is the definition we'll get to know. First of all, you should understand what is Padartha. The literal meaning of Padartha from the grammatical aspect it is Pada and Artha is Padartha. From our Siddhanta, Ayurveda Siddhanta and Darshana Siddhanta, we have Astitvam, Abhideyatvam, Gnayatvam, and Abhideyatvam is a Samanya Lakshana of Padartha. So next, the classification of padartha according to different acharyas. For AAPGT point of view, just go faster and only you should take the things that will appear for AAPGT. So the first aim of learning in AAPGT is convert all your FAQ, all your regular notes into MCQ friendly notes. Got it? So your notes should be converted into MCQ friendly. So one, and if you read one line, so you should ask yourself how in AAPGD the question will come. You can make questions in one line. So you have to make the questions, and you can give options also. Like that, you have to learn. Okay, convert your entire subject study material into MCQ friendly. So that is the important thing. So someone has raised his hands. Yeah, tell me. Okay, right. Next is numbering, the classification of padartha according to different acharyas. According to Sushruta, total number of padarthas according to Sushruta, how much? Aparimitascha padartha, so innumerable. We cannot count it. According to Sushruta, the total number of padartha is aparimitascha, innumerable. We cannot count the numbers of padartha. So it is innumerable. According to Vedanta, it is only one. That is Brahma. As per Vedanta Darshana, the only one padartha it is Brahma. Okay. So next, according to Karikavali, there are two padarthas, Bhava Padartha and Abhava Padartha. So mainly padarthas are classified into Bhava Padartha and Abhava Padartha. So Ayurveda, we won't believe in Abhava Padartha, we believe only in Bhava Padartha. So according to Ramanujacharya, it is three padarthas, Chit, Achit and Ishvara. Okay. So according to Kumariliya Bhatta, three padarthas. According to Kumariliya Bhatta, five padarthas. So Dravya, Guna, Karma, Samanya and Abhava. So yes, according to Kumariliya Bhatta, five padarthas, Dravya, Guna, Karma, Samanya and Abhava. According to Vaisheshika and Charaka Darshana, so we follow the version of Vaisheshika, and same thing is influenced in Charaka Samhita. There are six padarthas. According to Ayurveda, according to Charaka, the flow chart of padartha will start from Samanyam cha Vishesham cha Gunan Dravyani Karma cha Samovayam cha Etcha. That is the shloka given in Charaka Sutrasthana first chapter. That is the sequence of padartha. Same thing will be asked in the examination. So the sequence of padarthas according to Ayurveda, if the question asked like that, so the sequence will be starting from Samanya Vishesha Guna Dravya Karma and Samvaya. So in general, according to Vaisheshika Darshana, the Padartha flow will be, the sequence of Padartha will be Dravya Guna Karma Samanya Vishesha and Samavaya. Okay. So according to Charaka means it will start from Samavaya. According to Vaisheshika means it will start from Dravya. So usually what we learned is the version of Vaisheshika only Dravya Guna Karma Samanya Vishesha and Samaya. That is the way we have learnt in our UG. You should remember that this is according to Vaisheshika, and again you should memorize the version of Charaka. Samanyam cha Visheshan cha Gunan Dravyani Karma cha Samvayam cha. But Acharya Charaka called these six padarthas as Shat Karanas. These are all the Shat Karanas of the Srushti. So whole Srushti is made up of only these six dravyas, only six padarthas. Okay. So here uh, we can consider dravya. So all other five padarthas depends on dravya. Without dravya, there is no karma, there is no guna, there is no samanya, there is no vishesha, and there is no samavaya. So all other mahabhutas except dravya depends on dravya. Remaining five padarthas are present in dravya. Okay, so without dravya, there is no existence of guna, karma, samanya, vishesha, and samavaya. Okay, so dravya is nothing but a padartha. According to these references, according to these circumstances, so we can consider dravya as a padartha. So without dravya, there is no karma, no guna, no samanya, no vishesha, and no samvaya. Okay, so APGT point of view, you should remember the sequence of padarthas according to Charakanda and to Vaisheshika. According to Nyaya Darshana, there are seven padarthas: Dravya, Guna, Karma, Samanya, Vishesha, Samvaya plus Abhava. So we have to write down extra padartha given by Nyaya Darshana, that is Abhava. Okay, so Just remember abhava. Abhava is the extra padartha added by Nyaya Darshana. According to Jaina Darshana, here padartha sequence and padartha meaning is different. So according to their grantha, they are written Ashraya, Bandha, Samvarana, Nirjara, Moksha, Jiva, Jiva. So not necessary to remember all these things. Just remember. So Padartha according to Jaina Darshana is 7. And Padartha according to Prabhakara Mimamsa. Who is Prabhakara Mimamsa? So is author of Prabhakara. Prabhakara. Who is Prabhakara? Prabhakara is an author of which Darshana? He is Jaimini Prabhakara. Prabhakara Jaimini. He is an author of Mimamsa Darshan. Mimamsa is Purmimamsa. Okay. So Prabhakara Jaimini or Jaimini Darshana or Mimamsa Darshana. So according to him, the Padarthas are 18 number. So Dravya, Guna, Karma, Samanya, Abhava. Here Paratantra and Shakti, Sadrasya. Okay, these three are extra. Dravya, Guna, Karma, Samanya. Vishesha is not there here. So they are added Abhava here. Abhava, Shakti, Sadrusya. Okay, so these three are the new names according to Prabhakara Mimamsakara. So according to Nyaya Darshana, it is 16. Just go through it. Pramana, Prameya, Samvara, Prayojana, Drishtanta, Siddhanta, so Tarka. So go through it. Total 16 Padarthas according to Nyaya Darshana. Sankhya 25. So 25 is nothing but Srushti Utpatti Karanas. Total 25. Ashta Prakriti, Shodasha Vikara, and as well as Purusha. These are Srushti Utpatti Karanas. Directly they consider it as Padarthas. 25 Padarthas. Again, Yoga Darshana is also same. He added extra is Ishvara. Ishvara is the extra addition in Yoga Darshana for Panchavimshati Purusha. Panchavimshati Purusha plus Ishvara becomes the 26 Padarthas according to Yoga Darshana. So just remember the numbers and some special classifications of Padarthas. So frequently asked question here is this is according to Acharya Charaka. Okay. So Acharya Charaka and Acharya Vaisheshika Darshana, the sequence of Padarthas is a very usual question they will ask in the examination. You should remember the sequence of Padarthas according to Charaka Samhita. Okay, so I made it green. So Charaka Samhita is Samanya, Vishesha, Guna, Dravya, Karma and Samvaya. This is the sequence of Padarthas according to Charaka Samhita. So this you should remember and number of Padarthas also you should remember. So in main classification, padarthas are divided into two, bhava padartha and as well as abhava padartha. We'll go with abhava padartha. Bhava padartha is we'll learn in detail. Dravya, guna, karma, samana, vishesha and samvaya. We'll learn in detail. First we'll finish abhava padartha. So if there is an absence of bhava padartha, then it is called as abhava padartha. Okay. So nothing is visible here means that is abhava. So absence of light is a darkness. That is abhava. So it's understood. If nothing is there means something will be there. That is abhava padartha. Abhava padartha is of two types. Just remember the types of abhava padartha. Anyoni abhava and samsarga abhava. Again samsarga abhava again three types. Three types. Pragbhava, Pradvamsabhava, Atyanta bhava. Pragbhava, Pradvamsabhava, and Atyanta abhava. So wrongly typed here. No. Pragbhava, Pradvamsabhava, and Atyanta bhava. So Samsarga abhava is of three types. Pragbhava, Pradvamsabhava, and Atyanta Abhava. Okay. So Abhava classification you should remember. So Abhava mainly classified into Anyonya Abhava and Samsarga Abhava. So Samsarga Bhava again is of three types: Prag Bhava, Pradvamsa Bhava, and Atyanta Abhava. Okay, so this is about Abhava. So no other questions may be asked from Abhava, only the classification. Just remember what is Abhava. So Ayurveda will not accept Abhava as a padartha. Okay. Next comes Dravya. So what is Dravya? Here also we should consider two meanings. One is the grammatical and one more is the true word meaning of Dravya. So in Charaka Samhita, you remember the shloka of Dravya Trashritaha Karmagunaha Karanam Samoayettad Dravya. This is the shloka, the famous shloka of Dravya. So Yatrashritaha Karmagunaha Karanam Samoayettad Dravya. You should remember this shloka. This is from Charaka Samhita. So always you should remember the Padartha Vignana shlokas from Charaka and Shushu Samhita. So they will ask the reference from these two Samhitas only. So other shlokas also important, but the shlokas from Charaka Samhita and Shushu Samhita is most important. You should remember Yatrashritaha Karmagunaha Karanam Samvai Yattad Dravyam. What is Dravya? Either Acharya defines. So Dravya means here karma and guna will be present in the Dravya with Samvai Karana. So that is called as Dravya. So Dravya means it has guna and karma with inseparable combination. Okay, we cannot divide guna from Dravya. We cannot divide karma from Dravya. So both the things must be there in Dravya. So any Dravya must has guna and karma. So whatever may be the object, whatever may be the substance, whatever may be the thing in the universe, you can call it as a Dravya. It must has guna and as well as karma. Okay, so guna and karma will be present in Dravya in inseparable combination. Samvayatva. Yatrashritaha karma gunaha karanam samvayi yatta dravya. This is the word meaning of Dravya according to Charaka Samhita. Just you should remember. So you can just imagine a bottle. So what is the guna of the bottle? So it will uh, fill the water. So that is the karma. It's water will be filled in the bottle. Why we use the bottle for drinking purpose, drinking the water. Then just imagine the pen. So pen is a substance because it has astitva, gnayatva, and abhidayatva. So pen is a padartha because it has astitva, gnayatva, and abhidayatva. Pen is a nomenclature. So the name pen is a nomenclature, that is abhidayatva. So we can perceive the pen by our senses. Okay, so that is gnayatva. Okay, so we can be perceive the pen with our senses, that is gnayatva. We can call it as pen as a dravya. So then it has a guna and as well as karma. Okay, so karma, what is the karma of pen? We will use pen for writing. Okay, this is a general example, just forget it. So what is the use of padartha vignana in our clinical use? What is the use of padartha vignana for medical students? So we are a medical students. So these literally meanings and grammatical meanings not necessary for our clinical practices. Okay. So what is the necessary for our clinical practices? So for example, you just consider Ushira is a dravya. So Ushira in common language you can call it as a lavancha is a dravya. What is the guna of lavancha and what is the karma of lavancha? So lavancha has a shita guna and it has a pitta shamaka karma. Okay. So in the body, a patient will complaining of burning sensation. Patient is complaining of daha. and Pitta Ruddhi Lakshanas if is seen in the patients, then we can give Ushira. Ushira based drugs, Ushira Churana, Ushira Asava, or Ushira syrup will give. So then in a patient, Daha should come down and Pitta should come down. Okay, so the opposite guna we will use because Daha is because of Ushnatva and Pitta Ruddhi. For that we are using a Ushira as a drug of choice. So by using Ushira, patient Ushnatva will come down and Shitatva will increases. So that is the guna based practice in Ayurveda. And Ushira, the drug will act on Pitta dosha. Okay, so that is the applicable of padartha vignana in clinical practice. Okay, so ashwagandha is a vatara dravya, so it is a guru guna dominant. Guna of ashwagandha is guru dominant. So if you give ashwagandha, so vata will comes down. Vata and as well as pitta also comes down if you give ashwagandha to the patient. Okay, so if you use jatamamsi is a tridoshara dravya, and as well as Shrestha Vata along with Tridoshahara. So it will induce the sleep also. Okay, so it has a Guru Guna and Shita property. It will act on Tridoshas in the body. So every herb has its gunas, every herb has its karmas. Okay, so that is the applicability of Padartha Vignana in Dravyaguna. That is the applicability of Padartha Vignana in Kaya Chikitsa. So you should think about the application of Padartha Vignana in Kaya Chikitsa, then the Kaya Chikitsa becomes easier. If you only think Padartha Vignana only on the basis of Padartha Vignana, then the Padartha Vignana becomes difficult. Okay, so Padartha Vignana is a subject you should be kept in final year BMS for the application of Padartha Vignana in Kaya Chikitsa, or else at least in second year BMS, so that the subject becomes easier. Okay, so in first year the applicability we don't know, that's why it's bit difficult. Got it? For PGT point of view, don't nothing to worry about it. Just go through the classifications and only the mere definitions of important notations. Okay. So dravya, the literal meaning is dravati gachati parinamita chapi dravyam. Dravya is which found samyoga and vibhaga. So dravya must have samyoga and vibhaga. So the famous shloka here is Yatrashitaha karmaguna karanam samvayatad dravyam. Charaka Sutra, first chapter, 50th shloka. Okay, Charaka Sutra, first chapter, 50th shloka. A substance which possesses the properties of guna and the karma in an ingredient, in an ingenerant or inseparable combination or inseparable relation is known as dravya. Okay. So classification of dravya. Dravya is mainly classified into two, karya dravya and as well as karana dravya. Okay. So in karana dravya we have 9 nava karana dravya. These are all the karanas for the entire universe. That is Navakarana Dravyas. In Navakarana Dravyas, we have Pancha Mahabhuta, Atma, Mana, Kala, and Disha. Pancha Tanmatra is written. It is Pancha Mahabhuta, Karana Dravyas. Navakarana Dravyas, Pancha Mahabhuta, Atma, Mana, Kala, and Dik or Disha. Atma, Mana, Kala, and Dik. Karya Dravyas are examples, the drugs we can use as the Karya Dravyas. Regular drugs, for example, Aritaki, Amalaki, Abraka, Kasturi. Okay, so these are all the drugs are called as Karya Dravyas. Okay, so you know about the classification of Dravyas. Dravyas are mainly classified into Karya Dravya and as well as Karana Dravya. Karana Dravyas are the cause for origin of entire universe, Sushti Utpatti. Okay, that is Navakarana Dravyas, Panchamahabhuta plus Atma, Mana, Kala, and Dik, Kadinyatma, Kala and Dik is Navakarana Dravyas. Okay. So again, Dravyas are classified into two, Chetana and as well as Achetana Dravya. Ya Sendriyam, Chetanam, Nirendriyam, Achetanam. Okay, so those substances, those dravyas having an indriya, having a movement, having a sensation is called as Chetana Dravya. So those substances doesn't have any senses, doesn't have any perseverance, doesn't have any reaction to the stimuli, is an Achetana Dravya. And Nirendriyam, Achetanam, non-living. Okay, Achetana is non-living, Chetana is living. This shloka is also from Charaka Samhita. Sendriyam, Chetana Dravyam, Nirendriyam, Achetanam. Again, Charaka Sutra, first chapter. Yata Sendriyam, Chetana Dravyam, Nirendriyam, Achetanam. Living and non-living. How will you distinguish? How will you differentiate a living from non-living? So, according to Acharya Charaka, so those having the senses is a living object. Those who doesn't have any senses, any indriyas is a non-living object. Okay. So this is the classification of the one more classification of the dravyas, karana and karya, chetana and achetana. Again, it is divided into four types. Antachetana dravyas. Okay. So just remember again, we will study this in Dravya Guna, Vanaspati, Vanaspatya, Viruda, and Aushada. So, what is Vanaspati? So, the herbs will have phala, and without pushpa, the drug having a phala is Vanaspati. Vanaspatya is pushpe phala. Okay, so Viruda is uh, Balli. So, that is a Gudu cheat, for Kadifulya, like that is called as Viruda. So, the climbers. So, in English, we can call it as the climbers. So alone it won't climb. So it will attach to some other tree and it will climb. ಬಳ್ಳಿಗಳು ಏನಿದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ವಿರೋಧ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Okay. So next is ಔಷಧಂ. ಔಷಧ್ಯಂ ಫಲಪಾಕ ಅಂತೆ. For example, ಗೋಧೂಮ, wheat and all. So after some 6 months, it will give you the fruit and the whole plant will going to die. Okay. So that is called as ಔಷಧ. So ragi and paddy, so jowar, all varieties of jowar, it comes under Aushada. Vanaspati, Vanaspatya, Viruda, and Aushada are the main classification of Antachetana Dravyas. So you can correct as a classification of plants is Antachetana Dravya, Vanaspati, Viruda, and as well as Aushada according to Ayurveda. Okay, so next comes Bahirantaschetana Dravya, again is of two types, Jarayuja, Andaja, Svedaja, and Udvija. Okay, so already just go through these things. Jarayoja means the animals will born from the placenta is Jarayoja, that is humans and some animals. So Andaja origin from the eggs, birds and snakes are the example for Andaja. Svedaja, the animals will origin from the sweat. Some worms are the example for Svedaja. Udvija, some animals will origin from the earth. Okay, so some of the insects, some of the worms will origin from the earth. Okay, and the origin of the dravya yoni, again it is of three types: Jangama, Udbida, and Parthiva. So drugs mainly is of three types. One is animal origin, one is herbal origin, and one is mineral origin. So the drugs usage in Ayurveda we broadly classified into three. Okay, so that is Jangama, Audbija, and Parthiva. So Jangama, Audbija, and Parthiva. So Jangama is animal source, Audbija is herbal source, and Parthiva is minerals. That is the classification of Dravya based on Yoni. Direct question will be asked like that only. So according to Yoni Beda, Dravyas are classified into dash types. Three types: Jangama, Audbija, and Parthiva. Okay. and the basis of effect on dosha. Again, this will come to the clinical aspects, come to kaya chikitsa. Doshas are again classified into so dosha shamaka, dosha prakopaka, and swastarutta hitakari. Okay, so again the doshas, again the dravyas are classified in kaya chikitsa three types: kinchit dosha prashamanam, kinchit dhatu pradushanam, and swastaruttam itam. Okay, Trivida Dravyamuchyate. Charaka Sutra again. It is this sloka is from Charaka Sutra. Some drugs will have the action of dosha prakopana. Some drugs will have the action of dhatu prasadana. Some drugs will have the action of swastarutta hitakari. Okay, dosha prakopana, dosha shamana in the maintenance of dhatu prasadana and dosha samana will also give the same meaning, and swastarutta hitakari. So this classification will be there in Ashtanga Sangraha, Ashtanga Hridaya also, in Charaka Samhita also. Okay. On the basis of utility, so by the consumption, how we will use the dravyas, utility, on the basis of utility and consumption. So mainly dravyas are of two types, Ahara Dravya and as well as Aushadha Dravya. How will you analyze the Ahara Dravya and Aushadha Dravya? So, many of our herbal drugs, what we have studied in detail and non-detailed drugs in Dravaguna, are used as a food in kitchen. For example, methi is an herb, pepper is an herb, okay, jeera is an herb, dhania is an herb, okay, but these spices are used as a food, okay. So, papaya, Erandakarkati. So, it's also mentioned in our classics, okay. So, many herbs are used as a food. How we will differentiate the action of an food as a medicine and medicine as a medicine? Okay. So for that, Acharya has given a clear cut distinguish between a food as a medicine and medicine herb as a medicine. Okay. Food ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ರಸಪ್ರಧಾನವು ಆಹಾರ ದ್ರವ್ಯ. Okay. So in Rasaguna Virya Vipaka of the Dravya, so if you use ahara as a medicine, you should consider it as the rasa of a ahara. Okay, so based on rasa, we can imagine the action of that particular dravya. Okay, so rasa pradhanam ahara dravyam, virya pradhanam aushadha dravyam. So same thing. So if you consider a drug, so we should see the virya. If you consider an ahara as a drug, we should consider its rasa. Madhuramla uh, lavana will increase kapha and decrease vata. So like that. So based on rasa, we can distinguish the dravya, ahara dravya. Okay. So if you consider the ahara dravya, you should think about their rasas. If you consider aushad dravya, you should think about their viryas. So based on that, Acharya Charaka classified 50 Mahakashayas in Charaka Sutrasthana, fourth chapter. So Vagbara described 45 Mahakashayas in Ashtanga Sutrasthana, 14th chapter. Sushruta describes 37 Ganas in 38th chapter of Sutrasthana. So Laghu Vagbata mentioned 33 Ganas in 38th chapter. Ashtanga Ganas, 33 Ganas in Ashtanga Hridaya. Sutrasthana. 28th chapter, 18th chapter. Okay, this about Dravya and Dravya classification. So, the whole universe is a Padartha and whole universe is a Dravya. Okay, our whole universe is made up of multiple Dravyas. Everything is a Dravya in the universe. Okay, so every Dravya must has Guna and Karma, and every Dravya must have some Samanya Gunas and some Vishesha Gunas, And the samanya and samanya guna and vishesha guna, and as well as guna and karma will be present in a dravya with samavaya tattva. That's inseparable combination. Okay, got it? Shat padartha, nothing but not a different entity. So it is the properties of dravya, and we look dravya in shat padarthas. Okay. So next most important thing is guna. So definitely we will get minimum 3 to 4 questions from guna, by considering it in padartha vignana also, by considering in dravya guna also. So same thing we will read about guna in dravya guna part 1. Same thing will be here in padartha vignana also. Samavaitu nischestah karanam guna. What is guna according to Charaka Samhita? Samavaitu nischestah karanam guna. Okay. So yata dravyashrayam agunavan samyoga vibhageshu akaranan anapeksham iti guna lakshanam vaisheshika. Okay. So guna is Vishwa Lakshana, Rasa Vaisheshika Darshana. According to Rasa Vaisheshika, guna is Vishwa Lakshana. It's a universal truth. So same guna is present here also, same guna will be present in other planet or in other part of this planet also. So guna is same. It is Vishwa Lakshana, universal truth. So Dravya Ashraye Agunavan Samyoga Vibhageshu Akaranam Anapeksham iti Guna Lakshanam. Veda. Vedanta. So Samvayita Nishcheshta Karanam Guna. Guna is present with Samvayitatva in Dravya with Nishcheshta. It won't do anything. So the word Dravya will do the karma with this guna. And guna is nirguna. According to some definition, guna is nirguna, nishkriya, vishwalakshana. Okay, so I will repeat. Guna is nirguna, nishkriya, vishwalakshana. So then you can ask the question, why guna is called as nirguna? Okay. So for this, in commentary only, Acharya explain guna doesn't need any other guna to explain its guna. That's why it is nirguna. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ? Okay. So guna doesn't want any other guna to explain its guna. That's why it is nirguna. Okay. So ಗುಣ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇರೆ ಒಂದು ಗುಣ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ನಿರ್ಗುಣ. Okay. So guna is nirguna because it doesn't need any other guna to explain its guna. Okay. It's an attribute or a property of a dravya. Okay. ಶೀತ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಶೀತನೇ ನಾವು ಫೀಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಉಷ್ಣ ಫೀಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಶೀತ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ವಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಫೀಲ್ ಶೀತ ಬೈ ಉಷ್ಣ ಗುಣ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ touch Shita for understanding of Shita Guna. It is perseverance from our senses. If you want to understand Ushna, we should touch Ushna. Okay, so that's why Guna doesn't need any other Guna to explain its Guna. That's why Guna is Nirguna. Okay, so it is Nishkriya. Alone Guna won't do anything. If Guna present in Dravya, it has an action. Got it? That's why it is Nishkriya. Alone Guna won't do anything. So if Guna present in a Dravya, it has an action. That is karma. Okay, that's why guna alone is nishkriya and it is Vishwalakshana. Coldness is same in India, coldness is same in America, coldness is same in any other planet in the universe. So cold or not, or any other properties, any other gunas or any other attributes is same everywhere. That's why it is Vishwalakshana. It is universal truth. So guna is nirguna, nishkriya, Vishwalakshana. Remember these 3 properties of guna. Guna is agunavan. Okay, samyoga vibhageshu gunaha akaranaन anapeksham iti punalakshana. Vedanta, Vaisheshika, Charaka, Rasa Vaisheshika, everywhere it is same. Okay, while remembering the guna, guna is nirguna, nishkriya, vishwalakshana. Okay, so then most important question and simple question, if they ask very simple question is guna classification. Okay, so total number of gunas. So Atma gunas are 6. Gurvadi gunas are 20 in number, Paradi gunas are 10 in number, Indriya gunas are 5 in number. In total number of gunas in the body or in the universe, everywhere, it is only 41. Okay. So Gurvadi gunas are also called as Sharira gunas. Gurvadi gunas are also called as Chikitsa gunas. Okay, so Gurvadi gunas are also called as Chikitsa gunas. Gurvadi gunas are also called as Sharira gunas. And then Atma guna. Atma gunas are also called as Adhyatmanaha. So Atma is Paramatma. Atma gunas is of six in number. Satvika guna, Atma guna, or Adhyatma guna is same. There are six in numbers. Next is Paradi guna. Paradi guna is Chikitsa Siddhi Upaya guna. For Siddhi of Chikitsa, for utilizing of the Yukti, we need Paradi gunas for the calculations and other things. We want Paradi gunas. There are 10 in number. Paradi gunas are 10 in number. Next comes Indriya gunas. It's also called as Vishishta gunas or Vaisheshika gunas. Vaisheshika gunas, Vishishta gunas, Indriya gunas are Panchatanmatras. All are same. These are all 5 in number. In total, gunas are 41. Gurvadi 20, Paradi 10, Atma guna 6, Indriya gunas 5. In total, it is 41. So no other author has classified gunas in different number. Only this numbering is there in Charaka, Sushruta, Vagbata, or any granthas of Ayurveda. There is no change in the number of gunas in any of these samhitas. But if you counting the Guru Adi gunas or Charira gunas of Sushruta and Charaka is different. Okay, so that difference of opinion you should note down. According to Yogendranath, there are 42 gunas. To the above gunas, manas is added, then it becomes 42. According to Vaisheshika Darshanas, it is 17. Rupa Rasa Gandha and Sparsha Indriya gunas are only 4. So, like that, Vaisheshika Darshana has made only 17 classification. So, Nyaya made it 24. Okay, classification gunas and their number according to Chakrapani. Chakrapani considered Vaisheshika gunas are 5, Atma gunas are 6. Samanya gunas are 30. In Samanya guna, he added Guruvadi and Paradi both. Then it becomes 30. Guruvadi and Paradi guna. Guruvadi guna and Paradi guna both he included. Then it becomes 30. It's same. Chakravarti classification and Charaka classification is same. But only one difference thing is Samanya gunas means Guruvadi plus Paradi gunas. And these Samanya gunas can be utilized in treating a patient. Got it? Samanya gunas given divided into two classifications, Gurvaja or Sharika gunas. These qualities are used in human body. It's also called as Sharika guna. Paradi gunas, Chikitsa Upayogi guna qualities related to the treatment. So we'll start with Atma guna. We'll continue one by one. Atma gunas. We'll continue another half an hour. Just take 2 minutes break. Okay. So just be cool. Again we'll join. Just 2 minutes. Exactly 5:51, 5:53. I will join again. Okay, we'll start. Atma gunas. Sukha, dukkha, icha, dvesha, and prayatna. So these are the six Atma gunas. Sukha, dukkha, icha, dvesha, and prayatna. Okay, these are the six Atma gunas. Sukha, dukkha, icha, dvesha, buddhi, and prayatna. Okay. So, if you take the definition of Atma in Charaka Samhita, first chapter, Nirvikaro Parasyatma Sattva Gunendriyai Chaitanyam Karanam Drashta Nitya Pashyati iti Kriya. So, this is a definition of Atma given in Charaka Sutra, the first chapter. So, according to this shloka, Nirvikara Parasyatma, Atma has a Nirvikara and is a Para. Para means Shrestha. Nirvikara Parasyatma Sattva Bhuta Gunendriyai. He is a dominant of Sattvic Guna, Sattva Bhuta Gunendriyai. Chaitanyam Karanam Drashta. He will give the Chaitanya to the body, Chaitanya Karana to the body, and Drashta Nitya Pashyati iti Kriyaha. And he is only a visual spectator, and Drashta. Drashta means a visual spectator. Nitya Pashyati iti Kriyaha. He will only the observer or only the spectator. It won't have any action on the body. And he is a Sattvika and he is a Nirvikara. Okay, got the clear definition of Atma. Nirvikara Parasyatma Sattva Bhuta Gunendriyai Chaitanyam Karanam Nityam Drashta Pashyati iti Kriyaha. Okay, so this is the literally meaning of Atma given by Acharya Charaka. So, and one more is Gnanadikaranam Atma given by Tarka Sangraha. Okay, so one question paper they asked about types of Atma. Jivatma and Paramatma are the types of Atma. Okay, so here we'll consider one by one these gunas of Atma. So here you should ask one more question. In the definition given by Charaka Nirvikara Parasyatma Sakabhuta Gudendriye Chaitanyam Karanam Drashtami Nitya Pashititi Kriyaka Kriyaha. According to this definition, Atma will not having any role in the body except it will give you Chetana to the body. Okay, so just imagine an electrical wire without electricity, it is a dead one. If you touch the electrical wires also, there is no response. If electricity is there in the electrical wire, if you touch the electrical wire, you will get a shock. That is the response. Okay, the human body is also like that according to our Acharya. So the human body is made up of Panchamahabhuta. So there's only the body, only the physical body. We can consider it as the Panchamahabhuta. So Atma will give you the Jiva. Atma will give you the sense to the body. So it will give you the response to the body. Okay. So our body will respond to the stimuli only because it has a Atma. Okay. So this is the example given in the classical Ayurveda. So in Trayeshani Adhyaya, Acharya Chakrapani has given elaborate explanation of Atma. Just go it and read once about the Trayeshaniya Adhyaya of Chakrapani after AAPGT exam. Don't read it now. Okay. So very elaborate explanation he has given. And same time he has asked one more question. You cannot see Atma, how you will consider it as present in the body? Okay, the same thing Acharya has also given with an example. So if you can see the wall, after that wall so many objects are there. So wall is an obstacle, we cannot see the objects present outside the wall, but we cannot tell no objects are present outside the wall. ಈ ಗೋಡೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಗೋಡೆ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮಾರು ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಅದು ನಮಗೆ ವಿಸಿಬಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಂಗಂತ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಡೂ ಸಮ್ dhyana yoga, and if you go in deep with the science of Atma, definitely we can perceive the Atma with Adhyatma. So that is the complete science, that is Adhyatma. So Adhyatma is nothing but achievement, understanding the Atma in the body. Okay, the yoga, samadhi, dhyana, dharana, samadhi, it's all teach the same thing. So this is the explanation of Acharya Chakrapani in a particular chapter, Trayeshni Adhyaya. And in Charaka Sharirasthana also we have elaborate explanation of Atma. In total, we will get some 17 meanings, 17 different synonym for Atma and the whole of Charaka Samhita. Just go through it and count one by one synonym of Atma. Out of that, Pudgala is one of the synonym of Atma. Okay, right. The gunas of Atma, we'll take one by one. So, Icha, Dvesha, Sukha, Dukkha, Prayatna, and Buddhi. What is Icha? So, Icha means the feeling of expression. Okay, so desire or hope or anything. Okay, Swartha, Parartha, O, Apartha, Parthascha. Okay, the feel. So, you will desire something else. That is Icha. I want to drink a water. I want a food. So, I want money. I want to do work. That is Icha. This Icha is the guna of Atma. Okay. So and dvesha, prajvalanatmakam dvesha. You just see the word meaning. Prajvalanatmakam dvesha. The feeling of showing a anger, the feeling of showing a envious resentments to someone, possession or any other things. That is dvesha. Okay, prajvalanatmakam dvesha. Sukha, sarva anukula vedaniyam sukam. Sukha is not only the simple thing that a happiness, so what you can feel, it is sarva anukula vedaniyam. Okay, everything is feeling comfortable is a sukha. Sukha is not only happiness. When happiness will come, if we are comfortable in every aspect, then only the feel that feel is happiness. Okay, so feeling comfort in every aspect of the life is happiness. That is sukha. Sarva anukula vediniyam sukha. We are doing a job, so for our betterment. That is sukha. So we are working for our betterment of life. We are working. We are preparing for APGD for betterment of our life. That is sukha. Got it? Sarva anukula vedaniyam sukha. So sukha is anukula vedaniyam. Okay. So dukkha is sarva ananukula vedaniyam dukkha. Okay. So not comfortable is a dukkha. If you are not comfortable with a particular thing is dukkha. If you are comfortable with a particular thing is sukha. Sarva anukula vedaniyam sukham, sarva ananukula vedaniyam dukkham. Okay. What is prayatna? Prayatna is an effort. Krutim prayatnam. Okay. So we are putting our efforts to get something, that is prayatna. Okay. So the effort towards the aim is prayatna. So we are preparing with an aim of getting a PGT seat is a prayatna. So what is buddhi? The sarva vyavahara yetu buddhi. So cause of general behavior. So everything is under the control of buddhi. Every behavioral aspect of the body is under the control of buddhi. Okay. So sarva vyavahara yetur guno buddhi. Got it? Cause of general behavior is buddhi. That is atma guna. So just go through it. I will share the notes also. So then comes Guruvadi gunas. So Guruvadi gunas are also called as Sharira gunas, or the gunas present inside the body is Guruvadi gunas. Here, in all the Guruvadi gunas, you should remember the main action of the property. Guru means Brahmana. Etta Brahmana Shakti Sa Guruhu. Langane Laguhu. Yasya Stambhana Shakti Sa Shita. How will you understand Shita? Because of its Stambhana Shakti. Yasya Svedana Shakti Sa Ushna. How will you understand Ushna? By its Svedana Shakti. I will understand Snigdha by its Kledana. I will understand Ruksha by its Shoshana. So like that, all 20 Guruvadi Gunas you should remember. It is an important FAQ in AAPGT. So without fail, So you will get question from these Guruvadi gunas. Got it? So everybody should remember important action of particular guna. So Guru means you should think about it is Brahmana. Lagu means it is Langana. Mrudu means spelling mistake ಆಗಿದೆ. ಶ್ಲಕ್ಷಣ ಶ್ಲಕ್ಷಣ ಹೋಗಿ ಬೇರೆ ಏನೋ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಮೃದು ಈಸ್ ಲಕ್ಷಣ. ಸ್ಥಳನ ಆಗೋಗಿದೆ ಶ್ಲಕ್ಷಣ. ಓಕೆ. ಕಠಿಣ ಈಸ್ ದೃಢೀಕರಣ. ದೃಢೀಕರಣ ಆಗೋಗಿದೆ ದೃಢೀಕರಣ. ಸ್ಪೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ದೃಢೀಕರಣ. Okay, so you should remember the important word meaning of important action of particular gunas in Guruvadi guna. So and also you should see the combination and as well as difference of opinion from other acharyas. Okay, so Sushruta proposed certain new gunas in the combination. So Drava is Sandra, Sara opposite is Manda, Shlakshna opposite is Kara, Ashukari opposite is Sukshma. Okay, like that. So Durganda, Sugandha. Durganda, Sugandha is extra gunas added by Sushruta. But in total, Guruvadi gunas according to Sushruta is 20, but he made these separate combination. Okay. Charaka considered Katina Stula as a pair with Sushruta accepted. Sukshma and Stula has a pair. So just difference of opinion in that, just go through it. Nagarjuna added other two new gunas, that Karmaja guna and Karmanya gunas. Shushka guna is mentioned first by Bhava Prakasha. This thing is important. Shushka guna. So is the first guna mentioned by Bhava Prakasha. Shushka guna. Guruvadi guna's main functions are mentioned by Emadri in Tika 2. Who is the Emadri? Ashtanga Hridaya Tikakara. So name of the Tika written by Emadri. You can write in chat box name of the Tika written by Emadri and Ashtanga Hridaya. So this Guruvadi gunas main function is mentioned by Emadri. Okay. So really chat box a lot. For example, we'll go together. Extra Rupana Shakti Isa Shlakshna, like that. The definitions is given by Acharya Emadri. Okay. So in Guruvadi Guna, you should consider its main action according to Emadri. Ashtanga Hridaya Tikakara. Ayurveda Rasayana is a tika written by Emadri. Aruna Datta written Sarvanga Sundari and Ashtanga Hridaya. So next comes Paradi Gunas. Okay. So para aparatvatischa sankhya samyoga evacha prutakascha vibhagascha parinamita chapi samskara abhyasa hi gunaha paradaya. There are total 10 paradi gunas. These paradi gunas are used in tikitsa. Okay, for example, sankhya. So we are counting the numbers is sankhya. Sankhya hi ganita gnanam. So the mathematical notations, mathematical science used in clinicals is Sankhya. So these Paradigunas are used in our day-to-day practices. Paratva is Shrestha, our first priority. We'll give for Paratva. Aparatva is second priority. Post priority, that is Aparatva. Yukti is Samyoga. How we will use the logic. Aushadha Samyoga, Kalpana Samyoga, that is Yukti. Sankhya is Ganita Gnana. Sandhya ಆಗೋಗಿದೆ SANKYA. Sankhya, Ganita Gnana, number. So Samyoga is combination. Vibhaga is division. Prutakatva. So again, severity, severe division, pruthak bhavas, multiple fractions. Okay. Parinama, so the measurements, all measurements is parinama. Samskara is samskaro ki guna antardhanam. So by eating is also samskara, cooling is also samskara, drying is also samskara. So and then trituration is also samskara. Bhavana to the particular drava is also samskara. Samskaro ki guna antardhanam. Abhyasa, so repetition. So continuous usage or repetition. That is abhyasa. You should remember paradi gunas and their meaning and their classifications. So Guru Adi Guna, Adhyatma Guna, and Paradi Guna is over. Next Guna is Indriya Gunas. Okay. Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha are Indriya Gunas. These are also called as Pancha Tanmatras. Okay. Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha is also called as Vishesha Gunas or Indriya Gunas. Okay. Or Pancha Tanmatras. You should remember all 41 gunas with their action. Okay. One definition with their action you should remember. Next class I will ask you about Guruvadi Gunas. So Shamana anta ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ you should say Manda. Stambana you should say Shita. Or else what is the action of Shita? You should say Stambana. So Svedana anta ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ you should say Ushna. Okay, like that. So I will ask you the question regarding gunas or till date. What are the syllabus cover darshanas and as well as in padartha up to guna. Okay. So I will stop it now and I will continue it in next class.